I'm gonna be revealing all of my secrets? Yep, that's right, that's what I'm gonna be doing today. I'm going to be revealing all of my secrets while I work on these sets of Minecraft Ender. So, before we get started, you might notice that I am in a slightly different outfit than what I would usually be in. I would usually be in something that was, you know, I'd be in Shayna's current outfit. But today, I decided I should be in an outfit that's more me in real life. So I made this adorable outfit that I thought was a very good representation of me. And you might have already seen it already if you follow me on Instagram. If you haven't, go do that. Anyways, we should just get right into the very first question. So let's get started. Alright, so the first question is asking how old is Shayna, but there's another person that asked how old is all the characters, so we're going to go with that. So we are going to start with Shayna. As of her most recent birthday that she celebrated with the Druids, she is 21. 21 years of age, which means in the United States she is legal to drink! Yippee! Even though she doesn't. But anyways, Nia she's about the same age, she's 21 as well. I'm not going to do all the characters because there are a lot of characters and that would take a very long time, and I really haven't thought through all of their ages to be exact. Caius is 65, so he's on the older side. He's probably one of the older characters in the series. Sebastian is 31. He's 31, and Penelope is 28. So, you know, they're not too young, but they're not old. You know, they're a good age to be having kids, I think. And the last character I'm going to do is Chandler. He is 55. So he is, you know, he's very eccentric for his age. Next up, why did I start posting and making roleplays and just being on YouTube? I have always had this very deep passion and just enthrallment with YouTube and how it works. I wouldn't say I grew up on YouTube because, you know, I'm older than iPads themselves, so I can't really say I'm an iPad kid, but I did love my iPad when I was younger. So I've always loved YouTube just as a whole. It's very interesting to me just how it works. And I have also gotten to this point in my life where I feel like writing is a very interesting thing to me. It's funny because this is kind of off topic, but I got into writing because of an English class I took in middle school. And that was the first time that I ever really got to enjoy writing because it was creative writing, which was very abnormal, I feel, for like a middle school English class, which I feel like are very focused or should be like focused on rhetoric. But this one, I had a really cool teacher. So yeah, I got into writing when I was in middle school, and I've always wanted to write something that I can share with the world. I've written a lot of stuff in my life, but you would actually be surprised by how difficult it is to actually be able to share stories. Like, it is a lot harder than people would imagine it to be. And I mean, like, distributing it on like a wide scale is not as simple as it sounds. It's not very easy to publish something. It's not very easy to get the funding to, you know, make a whole production on your own. But when I was younger and when it was a big thing on YouTube, Minecraft roleplays were a big thing. And I have thought about ways I could share stories, and the ways I've come up with is, you know, writing a book. And a lot of people write a book. There is absolutely nothing wrong with writing a book, no matter what your age is. But it was very difficult for me to actually be able to do that. So what I had written kind of just sat on a shelf for a really long time. And it is still actually sitting on a shelf because it is not the same story that I've written for Minecraft Ender, and one day I might share that story on here, but that would be for another time. So I started making it because, first off, I love YouTube. I think it's great. And second, it just makes it really easy to tell a story. And Minecraft makes it really easy too, because, you know, there's fantastic modders that make these like crazy mods that make it so you can tell these stories, and I think it's amazing. And I just started to do it because I thought, well, why the heck not? I don't know how else to distribute a story. I don't know how else to tell one, so why not combine my two favorite things of Minecraft and YouTube and make a baby and write a story. That was a very weird thing for me to say. That was a very weird thing for me to say. Anyways, moving on. So, someone mentioned that in a past episode, I said that the Elven are not very loving people and they don't really do romantic things. And I guess I didn't do a very good job of explaining that. And because they take it to mean that, you know, the Elven might be an asexual group of people, but that is actually not how it works, because, you know, you don't really make a baby that way. So there wouldn't be really Elven if they were not the kind of people that had relationships. Not to say that I couldn't write a way for them to have kids without relationships. I chose not to, because that is not what I mean by them being not romantic and not loving. What I mean by that is that societally, for them, it is not normal to show love. It is not normal to, you know, walk up to a loved one, give them a kiss on the cheek, maybe a nice hug. It's not very normal for them to say, I love you very often. They are just not very loving people, and more often than not, they see relationships as just a way to reproduce. So, they are not the type of a group of people that shares love, which is a big reason why Shayna left. And I like to think that, you know, they are capable of love. They just, societally for them, it's just abnormal. So it's not that they don't do love, it's not that they don't have relationships, and it's not that they don't even have, like, deep relationships. It's just that they don't show it at all. And that is pretty much all I meant by that with Shayna saying that and mentioning that. That's all I mean by that. And that's kind of why Shayna is the person she is, which I don't want to say too much because it would be spoilers, but yeah. Next question. I love this question. Will Chandler ever get a wife or girlfriend? The easy answer and the most honest answer is I'm not sure. I'm really not. If the story ends up working out in a way where he does have a girlfriend, then great. I don't currently have any plans on that, but that could easily change, because I do honestly think that Chandler deserves love and I want him to have that. So that might change eventually, but at the current moment, I just don't know. I just don't know. And will we ever see Shayna's other family members, like her mom or her brother? Now, she actually has 4 siblings, so she is one of 5, but yeah, she's one of 5. And will we ever see them? Yes, you will see them. I have plans for all of them. They are all very deeply created people. I put a lot of thought into her family because, in a way, I wanted her family to be a reflection of my own. Of course, not everything is entirely accurate, of course, because I'm not going to write all of my family problems into here. However, there are a lot of parallels, and while I don't have personally, like, I don't have 4 siblings, I do have a big family, so I wanted to show that in some way in this series. So yes, we will be seeing her big family, which is a lot bigger than I originally, it's a lot bigger than I make it sound, but yeah, she has a big family and we will be seeing them eventually. I don't plan on doing like a whole big thing with all of them anytime soon, but there will be references and maybe some scenes with them in it and like flashbacks or something, so you will definitely get to see and you will get to meet all of Shayna's wonderful family. And lastly, what was my inspiration for the series as a whole? That is a very, very deep topic, because I take a lot of inspiration from my real life. There are a lot of things in here that, you know, are a reflection of the relationships I have in real life, and there are some characters that are references to people in real life. And not only that, there are references to characters from shows or movies or just people I really like that I made reference to in this series. In fact, Chandler is a reference to Chandler Bing from Friends. He is a reference to him. Not in that he's crazy, but I just wanted to have like this tribute to Chandler for many reasons, but Friends is like my comfort show, and I really wanted to have a memorial to Matthew Perry because he was just a big part of my childhood, and you know, it's really tragic how he died, so I wanted something to just give a memorial to him, and that's, yeah, so I take a lot of inspiration from things in my life that are very important to me, people in my life that are very important to me, like Nia is modeled after one of my best friends. Her family and her, you know, personal and mental issues are a reflection of mine as well. Of course, not everything is a reflection, because first off, this is a medieval series. Second, there is magic, and yeah, it can't be a totally accurate representation of my life because I don't want it to be, and I feel like it would be very uninteresting if it was just a series about my life. But yeah, so a lot of my inspiration came from my life, and a lot of inspiration came from shows. So when it comes to writing like the craziest things I can, I will put on a show. I will put on a sitcom because they have the most randomest things happen. So I'll watch one of those while I'm writing crazy scenes. But the main inspiration for this series, I cannot tell you because it is spoilers. Now, I don't like, it's kind of funny because I feel like I'm very hypocritical in the fact that I don't like it when people write imitations of things. I feel like it's kind of rude to the author to write something that is just basically a rewriting of their work. And for a long time I felt that was very wrong, but over time I've kind of realized that it is actually very, very flattering when someone wants to rewrite your work in a different light. And I would never do that with inspiration of something that the creators are still alive. I mean, I would not do that if the creators were still alive. And unless I had permission, of course. But my inspiration comes from some very, very old legends. And that will be, I have dropped many hints to it in this series. Every now and again I drop a subtle hint to it. And as we get later on into the series, you'll start to notice more just where those references are coming from, and you'll realize, oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, so a lot of my inspiration came from some legends that I can't tell you because they are spoilers, but I think that once we get later in the series, you guys will start to understand them. Of course, it is not completely an accurate representation of the legends, But these legends have been rewritten so many times that at this point, you can interpret it however you want. It is not really like these are true stories, so they can be rewritten, and the way I am writing them is maybe not accurate to the original legend, but that's fine. That's perfectly fine. It's normal for us to grow and to change things, and yeah, I have definitely changed this off of the main legend, so maybe, go back and see if you can notice any of those references. There's a character actually in the series who is a reference to another interpretation of these legends. And it's kind of funny because their name is like different but the same at the same time. They sound the same but are not spelled the same. So if you end up noticing that, just maybe let me know. Don't spoil it for anyone, but if you know, you know. And that is all of the questions I have for you guys. If you have any more, please feel free to put them down in the comments. I would love to hear your questions. I would love to answer more of your questions. This is like really fun to answer questions, so please tell me if you have more. And without further ado, I hope you enjoyed this building. You'll be able to see it in the coming episodes of Minecraft Ender. And if you enjoyed it, please leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one.